Guys, so this video is about solving by factoring. What we're going to do is first thing is with the trinomial we're given, we're going to factor it just like what we've been doing. So I'm going to make my box, put x squared minus 20 and plus x. On my MA chart, I'm doing 1 times negative 20, which gives me negative 20, and then I'm going to put a 1 on the A side. Now I need to come up with all my factors of negative 20 that add up to 1. Those factors would be 1 times 20, 2 times 10, and 4 times 5. Now all those numbers multiply to give me a positive 20, but I need a negative 20. Again, they need to add up to give me a positive 1. So that means one of the numbers in each pair must be a negative. So, negative 1 plus 20, that's going to give me 19. Not what I want. Negative 2 plus 10 gives me an 8. Not what I want. Negative 4 plus 5 gives me 1, which is what I want, telling me, hey, this is my pair. Let's go ahead and put them in the box. Negative 4x, 5x. Now I can go ahead and start finding my outsides. I'll start here with x times x, because that's all that'll work. Give me x squared. X times positive 5 gives me a 5x. X times negative 4 gives me a negative 4x. So now I have my outsides, and I see negative 4 times positive 5 give me negative 20, telling me I did do this correctly. And normally this is how we'd end: x minus 4 times x plus 5. However, we are doing solving by factoring, which means what we're actually looking for is the x-intercepts of this quadratic. We're looking to find out what those are. Now, sometimes we'll be able to find those just by looking at the graph, but what we want to know is how we can do it without looking at a graph, but how to do it with solving. So the way that works is every time that you have a quadratic, we're going to have it equal to 0. The reason why we say this is equal to 0 and why we put this here at the end is because think about an x-intercept, what the x-intercept coordinate looks like. Looks like this. We have our parentheses, we have a number here to represent where our x-intercept is, and the y part of the coordinate is 0. Since the y part of the coordinate is 0, in our equation here, we got to have this equal 0 here. So now let's go ahead and start solving this. The way that works is, since we're saying this whole thing is equal to 0, we can then go ahead and take this part here, x minus 4, and set it equal to 0. And then we can do the same thing with the other side. X plus 5, set it equal to 0. Then the last step to actually find what the x-intercepts are is to go ahead and actually solve this. Solve each one of these for x. So on this one, add 4, and that gives me x equals 4. And on this one, subtract 5 to give me x equals negative 5. That in the end gives me both answers that I want. X equals 4 and x equals negative 5. There's going to be some cases where you're going to get 2 answers like we see here. There's some cases, which you'll see in another video, that you'll only get 1 answer. It's possible to even get no answers. We've seen in a quadratic it can hit the x-axis either 1, 2, or 0 times. But what we're mainly focused on right now is just learning how to solve these quadratics. So these are all the steps to solve a quadratic by factoring. Okay? You factor it. Once you find your factors, separate them, setting them both equal to 0, and then solve for your x values.